Hello viewers, well today's a quick look at one of the new wheels that's going to be entering the market pretty soon. Last year Thrustmaster released the T500 wheel, premium piece of kit, very nice it is too, very popular on Gran Turismo. Now they've released a Ferrari F1 wheel, well I say released, it's coming very soon, it's the Ferrari F1 wheel add-on. I was invited along for the first unveiling which took place at Monza during the Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago, and I thought I would document the trip for you guys to show you the ins and outs of it, not just the wheel launch but the entire journey of the Monza F1 Grand Prix weekend. Let's check it out. Okay, so if late notice then, I was off to Heathrow Airport and you can see here a little view, my drinks on the plane, my food and everything. I thought I'd document the whole journey for you guys. My first view of Ferrari stand, going through the check-ins and walking into the Ferrari Formula 1 club, having a browse in there. Wow, here we are, the Ferrari Formula 1 club at Monza during the Grand Prix. I see the seats there with the covers on, the pictures on the wall, the atmosphere. Take a look outside, you can see the view of the racetrack. Wow, oh my, over the finishing line before the presentation began here. And then here we had all the senior staff from Thrustmaster explaining the ins and outs of the wheel, the development, but also the history of the company, their relationship with Ferrari and how that's developed, and how essentially a trust has formed with the companies working together of making sure that those products are developing and sort of demonstrate Ferrari and the passion of Ferrari and what the team is about, what the car company is about, and everything else as well. You know, Ferrari is a company that's always been into its history, so you can see Andy Gray there and Paul Jeal as well from CODEMASTERS to explain their involvement before we actually see the wheel itself here. And there it is, it looks absolutely fantastic, there's no doubt about it. I mean, in a way, you know, it's the same size and that sort of diameter and everything else as the real Formula 1 wheel as well. So from a visual point of view, you couldn't really ask for more as a Ferrari Formula 1 fan. And you know, when they showed everybody was very impressed. You know, from a distance in particular, you couldn't really tell the difference between that and the real thing, obviously. So there's a close-up there, all the outer buttons work and the wheels just up there in the top corners there work as well. But we'll come back to that in functionality. And then this cloth was explained as something that's very special to Ferrari, that's given to people on special Ferraris, and so it was an honour to have that on the wheels for the day as well, to show how important it was to Ferrari. Before Paul Jeal had a go on the wheel, demonstrating some F1 action, trying to stay on the track there. You can see the concentration written on Paul's face. Before I got on, and then the crowds just wandered off. Rubbish. No, but it was a great experience to get on there and have a feel for the wheel, do some laps appropriately at Monza. Outside then, just experiencing the area really, the track, before Fernando Alonso and Felipe Massa walked in as well. I made sure sitting in the front, took some photos. There was no filming. You can see the real Ferrari Formula 1 wheel and the game wheel there side by side, just if there's any doubters out there as to how good the wheel actually looks. The only difference being from a distance the digital display, of course, but other than that, looked fantastic, and Fernando was seemingly quite impressed with it as well. The drivers then went off to a full-size simulator, and you can see here Fernando watches on while Felipe has his first run. Felipe wasn't pleased with his run at all, actually. Wasn't pleased with the setup of the car before Fernando jumps in. You can see Felipe not happy, not happy. And then of course we had a photo of myself there and a photo of the simulator when all the press had moved away. Literally there was a cloud around the drivers of people. Looking at the area there, the Formula 1 area, only 300 people given access in a weekend, and a view of the paddock as well. There it is, Wonderland. That's where it all happens, is in the paddock. Fantastic to see, so it's a really nice insight. Walking into the paddock now, my first time walking into a Formula 1 paddock anywhere. This is it now, this is kid in the sweet shop, you know. I'm taking photos, and wow, look at this, there is everybody, and there's that person, and the preparation there. The passes you need, so many passes to get around in F1, different passes every day. And then our guide takes us around the Ferrari trucks. Wow, where are we going? We're going down the back here, and then we're walking through into the garage. Amazing. So we come out there and the crowds are all behind barriers, and we're the only 5 people there, and they're cheering for Alonso. I couldn't believe it. Here we are, right by a Ferrari. We couldn't take pictures of the cars, unfortunately, so I took pictures of the crowd and surrounding area. But obviously the cars were quite sort of naked, if you like, at this point, so you can see all the internal workings and everything. A technical F1 fan's dream. Before we see the driver's pen, this is where the drivers were doing their interviews. I had to go over and have a look. For me, from a press perspective, this was great. getting stuck in there. You see Arno Trulli being led out, and then I spotted Mark Webber in the distance there as well, so I ran over for a quick photo. Another quick one of Trulli there. The Ferrari drivers were there, other people wandering about, so Adrian Sutil having an interview, BBC staff, everything else. And then a final look at the paddock. There it is. It's my carriage was turning into a pumpkin, and I left a glass slipper behind, but nobody found it, despite being a large glass slipper. An amazing adventure, and something that will last with me there if I never get to go to a paddock again. That was a really great opportunity and insight. So then it's time for a tour of Milan, try and find this place called the Castle. Our coach got lost, had to do 6 U-turns. It's a bit like not being able to find the Eiffel Tower in Paris. But then we went for a tour, and you can see here the cathedral, the castle, the shops. It was fashion night in Milan. That means everybody in Milan is ultra good looking, there's no fat people anywhere. And before a restaurant and a meal, and then the discussion that we could, instead of being 24 hours out there, we could stay for 3 days if we wanted to. So I made the decision, yes, despite not having enough clothes or any option to shave, so you'll see me degrade as it goes on. But my view watching the cars go underneath me during first practice was absolutely fantastic. The noise, the speed, before a tour of the pit lane again completely unexpected. Having a wander down the pits here, amazing. Of course the cars were a bit more built up now, so you could take photos and stuff like that. You know, it's a great opportunity. There is a lot of freedom there. The podium, what a great podium at Monza. That's what's always so special to me. And you can see the McLarens there. I got on the pit wall there at Ferrari, decided to have a photo. It's got to be done. Absolutely, it's where I belong, you know, on the pit wall. You can see the pit entry there as well. Nice, all repainted, and the safety car and the weigh room. I thought I'd grab a photo for fans. The guy with the flags, another view down the pit lane. Glorious day, a little bit too hot for me actually, 35 degrees. And then I went for a walk around the circuit, so I thought I'd give you guys a little tour here, so you can see the parts of the track where I actually took the photos coming out of Ascari down the straight. I walked over the bridge as the cars go under you at 200 miles an hour. It's quite a shocking feeling through your body actually as they go underneath you. You see there the speed, the noise. Great circuit for high speed racing. Down into Parabolica now, and you can get right close, within 15 feet from the car as they go by. Look how close that was. I was right up by the barrier as the cars were coming in there before they move out again. Away, look at that, nice open bit of the barrier there as well. I found to get as close as possible to get some photos before walking past my seating position here, and you can see that's my view of the race as the cars go past. A phenomenal view of the racetrack. And of course you've got your big screens as well to keep up on the other parts of the circuit following the action. The marshals, the corners, the check-in girls, you've always got to go there every morning, get yourself checked in, the stand. You can see it gets more and more done up throughout the race weekend, more and more activity. I saw Lee McKenzie. I was suffering badly from heat stroke at the time. I looked dreadful in that photo. I wasn't all there actually. I saw Eddie Jordan walking by, and the trailers for the Porsche tyres and the Porsche racing and all the support races and the GP2. Great to watch. And as you can see, the flags are up there now, and busy and busier. There's Norbert Howe there, Stefano Domenicali, Felipe Massa talking to the Ferrari community. I saw Bruno Senna walk past me as well, so I'd take a quick snap as well. I got on the pit wall just before the race now on race day, and you can see I got the controls, I saw the pit board, I got to lean out onto the racetrack where they cheer the drivers on, and then I saw the BBC guys did a bit of filming there. You've got John Lacey, all that sort of action there. These got a little bit mixed up between Friday and Saturday, but I thought I'd bunch them all together with the BBC guys there. Great to see, being right behind them when they were doing it, quite bizarre. So I took some footage of that, and on race day obviously you can see how the pit lane has become so crowded now, but my pass gave me access. Nicky Lauda posed for me, good man. So there's a picture of Nicky Lauda as well. I don't always agree with him, but certainly he's certainly got some experience there. It's great to see the man. Jake, I said to him, have a photo. He said, alright then. So I saw Jake. I was going to get Eddie as well, but he wandered off too quick. And then I saw the guys there preparing for the show. I was looking to get a snap of Martin Brundle, but it didn't happen. Cars get wheeled onto the grid as they're filming the BBC action. Jensen was right in front of me. And of course you've got Andreas there from Inside Sim Racing. Didn't realise he was from Inside Sim Racing at the time, of course, but we had a good chat. I was telling him about some of the F1 action that was going on, tyre strategies, everything else. Cars go away at the start. Wow, the noise, the action, the atmosphere. Alonso takes the lead, the crowd roar. Amazing atmosphere there at the time. It really was great. Before the ensuing battle with Hamilton, Schumacher and Jensen Button closing onto the back of them. Great to see weaving down the straight over, you know, around 200 mile an hour. Fantastic. Before Vettel eventually punching the air as he comes across the finishing line. What a view for the race. Absolutely phenomenal view. Fantastic. Before, the moment that I stayed for, the real moment as well, was to see the race, but to see this, to see the crowd on the racetrack, the atmosphere. They gather, they keep on gathering, hundreds of thousands of people. You know, it really was an amazing atmosphere, and this went on for a while. You know, eventually there were so many people, it was just a sea of heads, and you can see there myself, Andreas, Paul as well, another journalist from BitTech. We were all there, three of us, and we had a great day. And I thought a final picture there to remember the day by a really, really fantastic experience for an F1 fan, before getting the plane home, meeting Anthony Hamilton, a couple of seats in front just there, and a final thought about the wheel as well. What a fantastic trip. More than just a wheel, it was a great trip to see a Grand Prix, to be a part of the atmosphere, to be a guest of Ferrari. But what the wheel does essentially is it's about getting closer to Ferrari and getting closer to Formula One. And there's a lot of people who will say, you know, you can spend thousands and get something like that, and you can. But this is something now that they're trying to make more available, and a lot of work has gone into it, a lot of detail. Yes, it's been actually involved in by Ferrari, who have actually pretty much put some of the wheel together as well, and making sure the dimensions are there, and working with Thrustmaster, and that's a really great working relationship they have. And so this trip for me sort of tied in with that, sort of closer to everything really, and it was a real sort of amazing opportunity and an amazing hands-on, if you like. I look forward to getting the wheel and doing some serious laps with it, but certainly it was a fantastic and privileged experience, and to all the people that get to go to Grand Prix on a regular basis, it is a wonderful privilege to go along to that, meet these guys and do what we did at the event. But for the wheel, it seems like it's been on a journey for Thrustmaster over many years to build a relationship with Ferrari, to build this wheel that they're building now, and to build the technology within the wheel that they hope to be competitive in a new generation of a racing market now. New premium wheels being made available for the masses, and we look forward to more of that in the coming months and years, and hands-on and development and everything else. But that's it now from my Thrustmaster Monza Ferrari report, and there'll be lots more to come on the wheel very soon, as well as a hands-on and in-depth sort of look at it as well. But that's it for now, viewers. More soon.